Okay, what was the birthplace for Tish Talks Tech?
Tish Talks Tech has been in the works for a while, but I did not really love it and show it care until I became an IDM champion, because I was thinking,
oh, you became a champion. Okay, so I don't,
what? What?
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Okay, so there is a value in being a champion.
It is.
It's street cred?
Pardon?
It is street cred?
It is more than street cred. It is probably one of the biggest honors that I have had. So the year before, in 2022, I got Tech Channel Rising Star, and I didn't even realize that I was the Rising Star. I was like, oh, I thought I was interviewing for it. I thought I was nominated, and I said, oh, okay, wow, Tech Channel? And because that's like a really big deal, okay? And the people that also got Tech Channel Rising Star was like people that won Call for Code. Like, these are people that are like Lucas Jacks and Amit Sharma, and people that like were making changes in the environment, like in how the earth spins, okay? And I said, Lil, me? And so it was something.
So you were a rising star.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so now you look up. How do you feel when you're coming out being a rising star? You're feeling pretty good.
I was like,
You're
whoa.
like, whoa, okay, all right.
Whoa, that's amazing. And then, but I have to remember, like, what I was doing at the time is not easy. That is not easy. And I have to step back, and I have to say, you know what a blessing, So I said, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then next thing I know, I got my nomination, and Dr. Cameron Say and Jeffrey Decker and Gary Gwaltney and Reg Harbeck and a bunch of other people were just like, hey, you know what? Sherry Shara and all these folks were just like, hey, we really are amazed that you are this passionate about mainframe and how it affects other people. I said, no, you have no idea. This is me, like, all the time. When my mother got out of the military and she had to retrain, I can remember going to CTC in Killeen, little bitty Killeen, right there at Fort Hood.
Shout out to Hood.
Man, all roads lead to Hood.
All roads.
It's a great place. Okay.
I don't know, a great place. It wasn't San Antonio. Okay. But there was some, Killeen, Texas, it was a big place. Life was, they soldiered there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing some soldiering there.
Yeah.
So your mom got retrained there.
Yeah. And I can remember she was taking business at that time, and she was learning COBOL, and I can remember going to the computer lab on CTC and spending hours at the computer lab. I was probably 10 years old. I had my strawberry shortcake blanket at the computer lab, sleep as she was sitting in this loud computer lab and hearing the Doppler machine with this green and white paper and and I can remember that. And then all of these years later, look at...
Here you are now.
Here I am. And I can remember how my mother used to sit up and say things to us. And mind you, she's now retired from the IRS. But I can remember now asking her questions about COBOL. And she's like, girl, you don't know what that means. Okay, well, let me just try to explain it to you. And I'd be like, oh, I don't even want to know about that. And now all these years later, just knowing, oh, this is what this means. Oh, I have to put my punctuation at the end. Otherwise, it's not going to compile. Oh, I have to do, and so, and I don't even do that. And so now...
But you understand.
But I understand it. So, at the end of the day, this is all I'm saying. People sit up and they think that they can't do things because they don't know what they can't do. And it's hard. Don't do that.
The computer, the cyber world technology is so big.
Yeah.
It can get to be overwhelming, and a person thinks that, I got to do it all at once. But there are people who do certain things, like you said. The mainframe idea is like, I have people in tech in here a lot.
Yeah.
I never heard anybody talk about the mainframe side of it. No.
Yeah.
People are talking, I think what I hear
it's like
a lot
a
now.
super secret.
Yeah, like what I hear now is a lot of security.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear people talking networking.
Mm-hmm.
Those things. When somebody walks in, they look at the IT room and they look and see how it's wired up. They say, because when you look at a business, their IT room tells you the health of a business a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
You're shaking your head like, yeah.
It will.
Yeah. If your wiring is raggedy, you might be having some issues.
Right.
You might have some issues.
Yeah.
So talk about right now. So what's next for Tish Talks Tech? That's a big thing. I mean, I see you. The engagement you were getting heavy hitters on this show, but these are people who are not in the world that regular Joes like me know about.
Possibly. The people that come on my show are people that have more than likely have touched your life.
And we don't know it.
And you don't even know
We have no clue.
You have no clue.
No, like you're saying, do you bank? Yes. Do you know how that... I remember the first time I learned how email worked.
Yeah.
It was just like, all we know is you write it up, you hit the button, it shows up on the other side.
Yeah.
We don't have an idea of how it got there. We don't know any of those things. So the people who are coming on your show, they are doing things that are affect our world, make life easier.
Yeah.
All the things that the comforts that we have, they're the people who are connecting those dots.
Yes. Literally.
Connecting the dots. And the only thing we're thinking is, hey, it's done.
Yeah.
That's all we know, because we don't know. But there's some kid out there, some younger person, somebody who's making a career change.
Yep.
You're saying, hey, you don't have to. It's not something that's going to take you 5 years or 10 years. You can do something to change the course of your life right now.
You can do something that will literally boost your net worth over the weekend.
Wow.
I'm not excuse me, I'm not telling people that tech is easy. This is not easy. This is not easy. Let me be frank and very clear. This is not easy. But if you will apply yourself, it could literally change your life over a weekend. Just learning what hypertext means could change your life over a weekend. Just knowing that you
Okay,
could...
hold up, man.
Yeah.
Not that hypertext link thing.
Yeah, like just knowing what...
That was pretty cool. And I learned... Now, I learned what that thing was. I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. And because it did... You know what? Okay, so I know you probably are not going to be impressed with this.
No, I love it.
Okay, so
Keep
here's
going.
one. When I saw and learned what the snippet tool was...
There you go.
I'm like...
Which version of Windows, though?
Maybe this was maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
And the person, I'm like, really? When you find something so basic, it changes the course of how you do business.
It is.
So it's funny. So now, one of the great parts about having your own radio show, oh, you're listening on the mic, Mike King, Tish Talks Tech is here with me. So I had a friend of mine, Vida Williams, is a data scientist. Coolest data scientist I know. But she was the only one I didn't know what the heck that was. So she's talking to me a bunch of technical stuff, and she looks at me and goes, Mike, are you still with me? I'm like, no. I'm back there. At the time, this is 2018, 2019, we're talking about tracking people and what that does in data science. And I'm like, people are scared of that because Big Brother's watching, and all those things.
Oh, there's ways around that, but go ahead.
Fast forward through the pandemic. What are we asking now? Please track us because we want to know, and the science has been there. Mm-hmm. We don't know the parts of science, like you're saying. Even I had Dr. Wynn on from the Massey Cancer Center. I'm like, excuse me, how did you guys come up with this thing for COVID overnight, seemingly? But we still can't find the cure to cancer and all those things. He said, Mike, from the tech side, remember bird flu and swine flu, those things? He goes, this is a variation of it. It's right there. So we just went back into the lab and here we go. We modified it a bit and we came out with it. Mm-hmm. He said we probably need to be better with the understanding, like letting people know what we're working on. We don't know what you guys are doing in the lab,
right,
to make things happen from the tech standpoint. We're just saying, oh, well, this new thing, cars drive themselves. Oh, well, or I was here a couple weeks ago. I'm much smarter. The lady came in and told me what ChatGPT was. I'm like, ma'am, explain it to us. We hear it's out there. We're here, it's scared. The computers are going to take over the world. Vida Williams said, no, we're always going to need a human. We're going to need humans to, whether it's program them to be that side of the empathy part that the computer does not know how to do. Doesn't know how to work with. I'm like, because me as a layperson, computers are going to take over the world. They're going to be walking down the street. They're just going to take over.
They're going to be walking down the street?
You've seen them? You've seen that computerized dog. You didn't know you were coming. This is not your kind of Tish talks text.
No, I love this, though.
This is not. This is a little bit more. Yours is educational and freewheeling.
No, wait. I love this.
Well, yeah, you're going to tell me you never seen that dog?
I've seen, but guess what? That dog is programmable.
Somebody had to do it.
Certainly did.
Somebody had to do it. And there's a young boy, young girl somewhere who's finding that interesting. All righty, I got you here now. One of the great parts,